Ladies and gentlemen, what a night for the Lakers. They kept their winning streak alive, taking down the Golden State Warriors in a hard-fought battle, 120-112. It was a game of momentum swings, a 26-point lead that nearly evaporated, and a testament to the Lakers' resilience. But the headline? Absolutely LeBron James. He put on a performance for the ages, etching his name further into NBA history, becoming only the second player ever to score 40 points after turning 40 years old. A truly remarkable achievement. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. The first half was all about LeBron, vintage LeBron. He was unstoppable, scoring 23 of his game-high 42 points in those opening 2 quarters. It wasn't just scoring, it was how he was scoring. We're talking step-back threes, powerful drives to the basket for emphatic dunks, and pinpoint passes that led to easy buckets for his teammates. He wasn't just filling the stat sheet, he was controlling the game. And speaking of stats, how about 17 rebounds? He was dominating the glass. Plus, 8 assists, a true all-around performance. But it wasn't just LeBron. The Lakers' defense set the tone early. They came out with a clear game plan to disrupt the Warriors' rhythm and force them into tough shots. They were flying around, contesting every possession, and making life difficult for Curry, Thompson, and the rest of the Warriors' shooters. Their perimeter defense was particularly effective, denying passing lanes and forcing turnovers. The reward? A commanding lead that ballooned to as many as 26 points. And a big part of that lead came from their transition game. They were running the floor, getting easy baskets in transition, outscoring the Warriors 35-9 on fast break points. A complete performance on both ends of the court. Let's give some credit to other key contributors. Gabe Vincent was a sharpshooter from beyond the arc, hitting a blistering 5 of 8 three-pointers and finishing with 15 crucial points. His spacing and ability to knock down those shots really opened up the floor for LeBron and the other Lakers playmakers. And Austin Reeves, well, he didn't have his best shooting night, going just 4 of 17 from the field and missing all 9 of his three-point attempts. But he found other ways to impact the game. He was aggressive, drawing fouls, and getting to the free throw line, where he was automatic, knocking down 15 of 16 free throws and finishing with 23 points. That's the kind of player he is. Even when his shot isn't falling, he finds a way to contribute. The Warriors, as you'd expect from a championship-caliber team, weren't going to go down without a fight. They came out of the locker room with a renewed sense of urgency, a different energy. They tightened up their defense, started contesting shots more aggressively, and forced the Lakers into some turnovers. And of course, Steph Curry, well, he started doing Steph Curry things. He began to heat up, knocking down those impossible shots, creating space with his dribble, and pulling the Warriors back into the game. Buddy Hield and Moses Moody provided a spark off the bench, hitting some timely shots and giving the Warriors some much-needed offensive punch. With the Warriors clawing back, the game started to get tense. The Lakers' lead dwindled, the crowd got anxious, and you could feel the pressure building. But that's when the Lakers, led by LeBron James, showed their mettle. With the game on the line, LeBron stepped up and made the plays that mattered most. He hit those clutch shots down the stretch, including a dagger three-pointer with just over a minute to go that all but sealed the victory. He wasn't just scoring, he was leading, communicating, and making sure everyone was locked in. And the Lakers' frontcourt deserves a ton of credit for their effort on the defensive end. Jackson Hayes provided some rim protection, finishing with 11 points and 2 blocks. Jared Vanderbilt was a rebounding machine, pulling down a game-high 14 rebounds. They were physical, they were active, and they made it tough for the Warriors to get easy looks inside. They gave the Warriors a different look, and their aggressiveness really disrupted the Warriors' flow. Ultimately, the Warriors' comeback fell just short. Steph Curry had a strong performance, especially in the second half, but it wasn't enough to overcome LeBron's vintage performance and a Lakers defense that made the plays when it mattered most. The Lakers clinched the season series against the Warriors, a huge accomplishment, and continue to build momentum in the Western Conference. Their next game is this Saturday against the Indiana Pacers, and everyone, myself included, is excited to see Luka Doncic potentially make his debut after recovering from that nagging injury. This Lakers team is building something special, folks, and it's going to be a fun ride. Alright folks, buckle up, because the NBA just experienced an earthquake. That blockbuster trade, sending Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers and Anthony Davis packing his bags for the Dallas Mavericks, has completely redefined the power structure of the league. We're talking about the potential for a new dynasty in LA, a partnership that could rival the best the NBA has ever seen. Doncic, the young phenom, now joining forces with LeBron James, the established king. It's a narrative straight out of Hollywood. But, and it's a big but, while the hype is reaching fever pitch, there are legitimate questions swirling around this new super team. The Lakers, while instantly more exciting, also inherit a unique set of challenges they need to address, and address quickly, if they want to turn this on-paper potential into actual championship hardware. The moment everyone's been waiting for, the first glimpse of Doncic and LeBron sharing the court, could be as soon as this Saturday against the Indiana Pacers. Of course, that's all contingent on Doncic's calf injury cooperating. But whether it's this Saturday or sometime soon after, the anticipation is palpable. So let's dive deep and break down 5 crucial aspects, 5 potential game changers, both positive and negative, that we can realistically expect to see with Luka Doncic now rocking the purple and gold. These are the things that will ultimately determine whether this gamble pays off or if the Lakers have mortgaged their future for fleeting star power. First and foremost, can Luka Doncic actually extend LeBron's career? Can he take some of the immense pressure off a player who has defied Father Time for so long? Think about this. LeBron has logged more playoff games than 2 entire regular seasons. From 2011 to 2018, the man was a machine, almost inhuman in his output. Even now, at the age of 40, he's still handling the ball an absurd amount, averaging 85 touches per game. Now comes Doncic, who, for the last 5 seasons, has been practically glued to the ball, averaging around 90 touches. The idea is simple. Redistribute that load, allow LeBron to conserve energy, to pick his spots, to be even more effective in those crucial late-game moments. And despite all the behind-the-scenes drama and frustrations brewing in Dallas, Doncic was still one of the most efficient finishers in the league, converting a staggering 60% of his shots when attacking the rim. That's elite. So, the hope is, with Doncic running the show, LeBron can become a more efficient scorer, a more impactful defender, and ultimately, a more durable player. Now, let's be honest, neither LeBron nor Doncic are known for their blazing speed. They aren't going to win any foot races anytime soon. But pace isn't everything. Basketball IQ, court vision, and the ability to control the tempo of the game are far more valuable. And both LeBron and Doncic possess those qualities in spades. The key will be finding the right balance, the right combination of pace and patience, to maximize their effectiveness as a duo. They'll have to learn to play off each other, to anticipate each other's movements, and to trust each other implicitly. And speaking of combinations, prepare yourselves for the spectacle that will be the Luka Doncic-LeBron James pick-and-roll. It's a matchup nightmare waiting to happen. We all remember the glory days of the LeBron-Anthony Davis pick-and-roll, the engine that drove the Lakers to a championship in 2020. But there was always one missing ingredient, a consistent three-point threat. Teams could sag off Davis, clog the lane, and dare him to shoot. Doncic changes that equation completely. While his career three-point percentage might not be eye-popping, you simply cannot leave him unguarded beyond the arc. He's too skilled, too creative, too deadly. That spacing will open up the floor for both LeBron and Doncic, creating driving lanes, passing lanes, and a plethora of scoring opportunities. And let's not forget, the Lakers are already the league leaders in free throw percentage. With Doncic, who is a master at drawing fouls, they're going to be living at the free throw line. The arrival of Doncic will also have a profound impact on the rest of the Lakers roster, particularly on Austin Reaves. Reaves has blossomed into a key contributor this season, especially since the trade that sent D'Angelo Russell to Brooklyn. He's been handling the ball more, creating shots for himself and others. But his efficiency has dipped slightly, mainly because he's being forced to do too much. With Doncic in the fold, Reaves can revert back to being primarily a catch-and-shoot threat, a role in which he thrives. He's shooting a significantly higher percentage on catch-and-shoot threes compared to those he creates himself. Doncic's exceptional passing and court vision will provide Reaves with a steady stream of open looks, allowing him to maximize his scoring potential. But here's the million-dollar question. Does Luka Doncic instantly transform the Lakers into legitimate championship contenders? The sportsbooks have certainly adjusted their odds, giving the Lakers a much better chance of hoisting the Larry O'Brien Trophy. But skepticism remains. This team still has glaring weaknesses, holes that will need to be addressed, perhaps as early as the trade deadline, but more likely during the offseason. The most pressing issue? Three-point shooting. The Lakers currently rank a dismal 18th in three-point percentage. They desperately need to surround LeBron and Doncic with reliable perimeter threats, guys who can knock down open shots with consistency. Teams are going to load up the paint, daring the Lakers to beat them from the outside. If they can't, they're going to struggle. Look at the Dallas Mavericks' run to the finals a few years ago. They were lighting it up from beyond the arc, particularly from the corners. The Lakers, on the other hand, are near the bottom of the league in corner three-point attempts. That has to change. And now we come to the elephant in the room, defense. With Anthony Davis gone, the Lakers have lost their defensive anchor, their rim protector, their eraser. Davis was a dominant force on that end of the court, capable of shutting down opposing offenses single-handedly. He was holding opponents to a ridiculously low shooting percentage around the basket. That presence is irreplaceable. And to make matters worse, the Lakers also traded away Max Christie, arguably their best perimeter defender, in the deal. All of a sudden, the Lakers' defense looks incredibly vulnerable. As one Western Conference scout bluntly put it, teams are going to test them relentlessly with this defensive group. There's no speed anywhere. At the same time, they are bringing in Doncic who, despite his offensive prowess, has been criticized for his defensive shortcomings. Doncic's defensive effort has often been called into question. During last season's NBA Finals, the Boston Celtics mercilessly targeted him, forcing the Mavericks into a series of defensive rotations that ultimately exposed their weaknesses. The Lakers are acutely aware of these defensive deficiencies, which is why they moved quickly to acquire Mark Williams in a separate trade with the Charlotte Hornets. General Manager Rob Pelinka acknowledged the need for a rim-protecting big man during Doncic's introductory press conference, stating, "We know we need a big man." With one of the toughest remaining schedules in the league, the Lakers are about to face a gauntlet of challenging matchups. Their defensive mettle will be tested repeatedly, particularly during a grueling stretch in March that includes games against the Milwaukee Bucks, the Denver Nuggets, the Phoenix Suns, and the San Antonio Spurs. Can they contain Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, and Victor Wembanyama? Can they shore up their perimeter defense and force opposing teams into tough shots? These are the questions that will determine whether this Lakers experiment ultimately succeeds. One thing is certain, it's going to be one hell of a ride. Fresh off a flurry of activity at the trade deadline, the Los Angeles Lakers are continuing to fine-tune their roster, this time focusing on their two-way contract players. According to sources at ESPN, the Lakers have decided to sign Jordan Goodwin to a two-way deal, a move that necessitated waiving Armel Traore to create the necessary roster space. Goodwin, who has been showcasing his talents with the South Bay Lakers, the Lakers' G League affiliate, has appeared in 14 regular season games this season. His stat line includes an average of 14.6 points per game on 40.9% shooting from the field, coupled with 5.9 rebounds per contest. While his three-point shooting percentage sits at a modest 30.1%, the Lakers are clearly intrigued by his overall skill set and potential. This roster shuffle comes on the heels of the Lakers' acquisition of Mark Williams, which, combined with an open roster spot potentially earmarked for another move, has afforded the team greater flexibility in managing their two-way contract slots. Previously, the Lakers had a trio of big men occupying those valuable two-way spots. It's worth noting that Quincy Olivari, who was previously waived by the Lakers as a two-way player, has since returned to the South Bay Lakers and has been performing exceptionally well. Recent games saw Olivari putting up impressive numbers, including a 23-point performance with 6 rebounds and 6 assists on Monday, followed by a 25-point outburst on Wednesday. Despite Olivari's resurgence, the Lakers ultimately opted to extend the two-way contract to Goodwin. Armel Traore's tenure with the Lakers was, to put it mildly, sporadic. He appeared in a limited number of games earlier in the season, filling a rotational big man role while the team dealt with injuries. While Traore displayed moments of energy and hustle, his play was often inconsistent and prone to errors. Ultimately, Christian Koloko and Trey Jemison III, the other two big men holding two-way contracts, have demonstrated more potential and have made a greater impact at the NBA level compared to Traore, leading to the Lakers' decision to part ways with a young player.